What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today we'll be doing a technical analysis breakdown for Apple with the ticker symbol AAPL. This was a viewer's request, and thank you for your donation. I will first be going over what I see on the daily chart and finish the video off with the weekly chart. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Please trade at your own risk. So, Apple basically made a new all-time high back here on July 15th of 2024 at the 237 level. Saw a decent sized sell-off. You can see that this was one leg down right here. This was the second leg down. Market reached the measurement target and then basically retested the breakout point at the 197. You can see there was a double top right over here in the past. There was a high right here, a double top. Price pushed through it, came back to tested for support, and then price had a nice move up higher. So this still looks pretty bullish. You can see that price is long-term moving up higher and higher, basically since even for a very long time, but noticeably since 2020. Higher highs, higher lows. We did reach a near-term measure move target, though. That's why we saw that large drop. This is all one leg right over here. And you can see that if I move that arrow over to the bottom of the correction, that marks the top. And that also, the top is also near the top of this trend line of the channel. So you see that the support is on the bottom and the resistance is on the top, and the dash line, separates the halves really nicely. So you see that price just hit the top and reached the measuring target. So that's why price had that sell off at the 237 level. So is this the permanent top and we're going to see price reverse, or we're going to still push up higher? Well, there's another measure move target at the 254 level. So there's still more upside potential left for the stock in the near term. So this is all one leg right here. This is the second leg, and you see that's right around that mid 250 level. You see that the market tried already a few times to reach it. It's not going to try forever without reversing back down. This is the first attempt right here that failed. We saw the correction. Second attempt failed, and now we saw a correction, and we're seeing the final push up to reach the measure target. So we'll have to wait and see. I would say it's more neutral than anything with a slight bullish bias. We do have a bullish trend line right here. But at the same time, you can draw a trend line off of the swing high, and we're getting closer and closer to where price is going to reveal what it wants to do. Does it want to continue to move up higher, break this downward trend line, and move up higher towards the mid 240s, and then maybe even break out to the mid 250s, or is it going to hold that trend line, break this upward trend line, and maybe rush back down to the 199 level, possibly even lower? So we'll have to wait and see. But as right now, I would be favoring the bulls. This looks like a pretty good rebound. If price maybe did not make a rebound this large, it would be more bearish. So maybe if price only went up this far, that's a good sign that price can roll over to the downside. But with the bounce this large and price still maintaining support, I mean, this looks like it wants to break out higher. So I would say price will probably correct a little bit lower, maybe back down to that trend line, the upward trend line. Probably do something like this. And then if it holds, which I think it will, we'll probably break that downward trend line and reach towards the mid 240s and mid 250s. But let's just say, the other situation plays out. You have to look at both sides of the story. Let's say price, breaks this trend line, it's probably going to come back down to the 200 level. So it just depends on what we do around this area right over here. There's not a lot of support if price does break lower, not a lot of resistance if it does break out higher. And we have earnings report. Looks like to be estimated to be October 24th in 39 days. So not a long time away. So overall, the long-term trend is up. Short-term, it's a little bit neutral. But with everything going on, it looks like potentially price can break out still towards that upper side. Take a look at the weekly chart. Weekly chart shows, a simpler view of the price action. Nice upward channel. You can see that fits pretty good against the price action, and maybe the channel highs are a little bit higher, maybe something like that. So we'll readjust it depending on where price finishes up, but as right now this fits the best. This is probably more obvious and what other traders will be looking at as well. So long-term trend is up, but short-term it's more neutral than anything. But if I were to say if it's going to break out higher or lower, I would say it's going to break out higher. So I'm expecting price to make a new all-time high, reach the mid 240s, and then potentially break out to the mid 250s before seeing a larger type of drop, larger correction. Maybe something like this, back down again to the $200 level before maybe it holds, or maybe even this side of the channel right over here. So that's how I'm looking at AAPL on the daily and weekly chart. So a little bit more downside before we probably bounce around this area, break out higher. But again, if we don't hold over here, it's probably going to break down to the 200 level. I don't know what's going to happen in the future. What I'm saying is most likely we'll probably hold as support and then rally instead of break it and then collapse. So that I have for AAP on the daily weekly charts. If you guys have any comments, please leave them down below. This is Vee Trades, and thank you for your time.